atmosphere. South Stand in full voice. Will they be singing at the end of the night? Let's find out here at AMT Headingley as the Rhinos take on the Robins. The leaders, Hull Kingston Rovers, could go 4 points clear tonight. Here is Uriah Hargreaves with the first carry. What can the Robins do early on? One thing we noticed when the guys were looking at the season as a whole, Leeds, when they have been beaten, have not been beaten by a lot, have they?
No, and it speaks to, again, everything that's been set up really nicely. The Leeds Rhinos' evolution in defence. This is a Leeds Rhinos with a backbone, and we've seen that consistently third way through the season. I've no doubt this will be the sternest test this evening.
Mincello started out life with Leeds. He's wrapped up 35 out from his own line. Letting short pass, almost through. Trying to get the arm free, and he's taken Aledski and O'Connor back. A good 15 metres there. Last one, and a good platform here for Lewis to get the kick away high. And an early test for Miller. He catches it on the full, heads off in field. And he's tackled 15 off his own line. Yeah, good first set for the Robins. They were pegged in a corner, weren't they, for a tackle or two, but Suaso Su showed his quality, really turned that into a good set. And look at them ramping up in defence as well. Well, they know all about the threat of Ryan Hall, so they make sure they deal with that accordingly. Riley Lum has been amongst the tries for the Rhinos this year.
Good 10.
Here's Gannon. His future away from the club at the end of the season. O'Connor gets it away to Connor. Gets it wide now to Hanley. Here is Lum again. Over halfway come Leeds, and they're tackled on the last. They're trying to get pressure on Connor. He's going to send it high downfield. Archer Morgan underneath it. Catches it 10 off his own line and brings it back. He's tackled 20 out. Both sides have had their opening set. What have you made of it so far? Yep, regulation stuff for both sides. I think the Leeds Rhinos, they'll be looking to an edge. Maybe see that shuffle they've had to do in the 3 quarters as an opportunity for them. Batchelor, in his more familiar position in the middle of the field, is one of those who's had to move position.
Great work, Keenan. Really good. 4.
Yeah, you wonder how that will impact, don't you? Moving Hiku to the wing and Batchelor into the centre. He's letting kicks out a dummy half. It's a good kick. It's heading towards a touchline, but it needs to put the brakes on. It's just got too much on it. Well, this surface looks immaculate. It's been really dry, hasn't it, in the north of England, and that just running away and too far. Yeah, we've had a good dry spell, haven't we, for a couple of weeks, and hard, fast surface. Good for running on. The kicks have got to be super careful, haven't they?
Don't go early, Jared. Wait, go. 0.
Well, this is a fixture that has been dominated by Hull Kingston Rovers. They won all 3 meetings last year. In fact, Willie Peters is 5 from 5 against the Rhinos, yet to taste defeat against Leeds, but they're all keenly fought contests last time. No more than 10 points in it in any occasion. Here come Leeds then with Miller. Short pass finds Newman. Gets on the outside, and there's Hiku to make the tackle. Well, Batchelor got burned there. Yeah, and expect that a lot. That's an area they will certainly looking to target as this game unfolds.
3, 4.
Last year's tackle. And they're going to go down to that left side again with Connor looking for more joy towards the Hanley. Wing gets it away. Here now is Miller. Miller with a little step, runs, he's pirouetting, looking, trying to get defenders to commit. They do. This is the last one. And the ball now, this time will go to Sinfield, who sends it high. And this is a tester for Broadbent. But he gets off the line and gets it away. Did well in the end and plays it quickly. And here now goes Gildart. And, tell you what, Sinfield there. Few groans down at pitch side with that one, and now we have got a penalty.
Time off. Yeah, please, mate.
Interesting here, that shot there from Sinfield. Yeah, I think they're saying it was a shoulder charge, aren't they?
Yeah, and that's what I'm blowing.
Yeah, it was Artur Mogg, wasn't it? It was collected. It's such a good change of direction, but I tell you what, you're right, Mark. Yeah. I think there may be some further action taken here. There's no attempt to make a tackle, and that's direct contact with the head.
It is. No, they will have had a look at this upstairs.
Jack!
So let's hear from the video referee then. Sorry, from the referee, Chris Kendall.
Yep. All right. You've made no attempt to wrap. It's direct contact to the head. However, there is mitigation.
It doesn't meet the high-level threshold, so it's 10 minutes in the bin.
First instinct, John, that was not a great challenge, says Kevin, looking on.
Yeah, there's no arguments with that whatsoever, is there? You know, I think the referee explained it really well. You know, he's in an awkward position. He's in between two fellow Leeds Rhinos players, but, you know, the arm's down by his side. Referee summed it up really well. Leeds Rhinos have put themselves under a little bit of pressure here.
They have, down to 12 for the next 10 minutes. You made the point last week when we were at Hull. The Robins like to start fast, they like to score early. And they've got themselves an opportunity here against the 12. O'Connor with a tackle on Murray Hargreaves. Here now is Litton, gets it away to Winchella, finds May, fires it across. Ball on the ground, but was booted, not handled. So it will be play on. South Stand have gone up a notch, haven't they, on the back of that yellow card? They're trying to add their weight to the Leeds pack as well. Well, not to panic there, Petter Hiku, just use his experience. So here come the Robins then. Minchella finds May, short pass, Tangan. Oh, what a shot that was.
McDonald, oh, two big boys meeting, that was great.
Here's Lewis, floats up the kick, May's after it. May might get first jump, he gets it. Can he bat it backwards? It's collected by Leeds. I think the referee will say it was knocked on initially by the Robins. And that will be a turnover 10 yards out from the Leeds line.
Yeah, just starting to see the Robins clicking together. That's the shot from McDonald. Just caught Kalepi Tangano with both feet off the floor, didn't he? And then a fumble from Tyrone Mays, not able to get it back to a Robins teammate. So handover in possession. It's been fast, it's been frenetic, it's been everything we expected, didn't it, from today's game. I personally don't think there's going to be an awful lot in this, one way or the other, this evening.
Ball offloaded and well picked up by Jared O'Connor. Did really well. Carried up the middle.
That's why I was talking about Cooper Jenkins. He is direct, route one, and very good at it.
Yeah, he is. He's improving week on week. Here now is Miller. Gets it away to Hanley. This time Batchelor's all over him. Tackle made just over halfway. Leads down to 12 momentarily. Miller out of dummy half. Fires it to Gannon. Gannon wrapped up 35 out. And can Leeds post the first points despite being a player down? Here goes Aledzki, 150th Super League appearance for him, all in the colours of Leeds. Short side play, Connor realises it's Celeste, stands it up. Moore got to get off the ground, does get off the ground, and he's going to be tackled out off his own line. Not the worst set from the Rhinos.
Does really well. Look, there's one thing I'll say about the Rhinos, that they have gone and tried to play down James Batchelor's channel 2 or 3 times already. There's a danger you can overplay and oversell that hand. They have got strike across this field in attack, the Leeds Rhinos. You know, at least in this right-hand channel with Newman and Ryan Hall, bags of experience. Don't get hyper-focused on that left edge.
That's been a problem for them, hasn't it, when Frawley's played in that left half position, if you like. They haven't had as much ball out there as they would have liked, the likes of Hanley and Lum. Here's Lewis from deep inside his own half, launches it downfield, collected on the full, Leeds have it. And Miller will set off, looking to try and evade, and he almost got away. What a good tackle that is from Batchelor. And there's a problem here for Jake Connor, maybe a dislocated finger. So Jake Connor has got an injury problem. There he is. Is it? It's a finger. Oh, there you go. Try again, lads. Quick, try again. That is not a comfortable experience. And now they're going to stop play because Jake is in the danger here of, well, this is a problem if they can't get it to go back in.
Yeah, and look, I think, you know, as well as a ball handling half, you know, that's something, even if that does settle back in place, that's going to be really sore, really painful. And they'll only give this too many goes before they'll maybe try something different. The old strapping's going on, and Jake's a tough character. He'll not want to leave the field, but they can be really painful, and they can hamper you as well.
And that's why they want to keep him on the field. 11 assists so far in 8 rounds of Super League, only behind Jack Wellsby.
Do you know what? It's more than that as well. It's more than the assists. Of all the tries that the Leeds Rhinos have scored, so they've scored 30 tries this season, that man has been directly involved either with an assist or an involvement in 50% of them. That's how important he is to their attack.
Let's get down to pitch side then for the first time tonight and join Jenna Brooks.
Yeah, evening, Mark. I can tell you, Jake Connor, I was watching him. He pulled up. He was in absolute agony. Not good news, him coming off. Of course, he's leading the Man of Steel leaderboard at the minute. But big news today for the Rhinos. James Bentley signed a new 2-year deal. And I understand, in fact, Tom Holroyd is close to agreeing a new contract as well. In fact, we may have news early next week. Also, some more good news coming out of the Rhinos. We had Andy Ackers on the Bench podcast tonight. That'll be available for you on Monday. He's only 3 weeks away from returning. I can tell you that Brodie Croft and Cameron Smith will also be back within the next month.
Good stuff. Thanks, Jenna. There are Andy Ackers and Brodie Croft, who would normally be in this 17 for the Rhinos. If you've not caught up with the Bench podcast, then that is available each and every week. SkySports.com podcast, and the latest edition with Mikey Lewis is the most watched yet. Here goes Hiku, slicing through, support on the inside, gets it away to Lewis. Has he got the pace? No. Tackled and brought down a metre out. Leeds desperate here, can't afford to get penalised. Lewis is told to get up. If they go to the left, a couple of passes, they'll walk it in surely. Here's Artemore, gets it away, and they will walk it in. Broadbent, the former Leeds man, scores in the corner, but the break from Hiku ripped Leeds apart centrally, and they kept their cool to move it wide, and Broadbent, the former Leeds youngster, will enjoy that. The Robins lead by 4.
God, they've gone coast to coast and looked very, very good doing it as well. The set-up play for the shift, which led to Hiku's break, was special. Mikey Lewis hauled up. Look at this, is the break. They shift through Minchella, and it's just a lovely show and go from Peter Hiku. Draws Mikey Lewis. Good hunting down from Riley Lum in back play. And Ryan Hall, keep an eye on him, left-hand side of your screen, top of your screen now. He's struggling as we watch the try play unfold, and it's just quick hands, tough space, unselfish from Gildart, and Jack Broadbent opens the scoring. Worth another look from a different angle. Sometimes simplicity is best. Get the ball to the space. Try in the corner for Broadbent. Robins up and running.
They are off and running. May selective, finds Morg, and it's a simple catch and pass from then. There is Jack Broadbent. What a signing he is proving to be. 10th successive appearance in a number of positions, but more bad news on the injury front for Leeds, because that's Ryan Hall, and he does not look in a good way at all. An ankle injury, they've been treating that while the try was scored, and it looks like he might be hobbling off as well. Artemore then to turn the 4 into 6, a tough one to start off with. For the Robins with a trademark early try, and Morg hits the post. Looked good for a long way, but couldn't quite convert it. But this is bad news. Already Jake Connor. Well, Connor's coming back on as we speak now, so hopefully that finger issue is resolved, but he is going off.
Yeah, so the try has cost them a player as well, and it was in the act of trying to prevent the try. Oh dear, they're never good. Over on his left ankle. Yeah, that's lateral ligaments. You know, they don't sort themselves out. That's a big blow for the Leeds Rhinos. There's players clutching all sorts. Hands, fingers, ankles. Broadbent didn't mind, did he? He got the opportunity to open the scoring. Jake Connor, by the way, he had to leave the field, did he? Clock stopped. He took a green card, 2 minutes on the side of the field, but that's not a great image, is it? Ryan Hall off down the tunnel.
No. I don't know what the stats would be of him leaving the field early, but I would guess it would be a handful of appearances in his mammoth career, so hopefully nothing too serious for him. Right, here come the Robins then. Sinfield in the bin for another 3 minutes or so. And Hulkar made them pay in his absence. There he is on the bike, getting ready to come back on. Here's Soaso Su trying to run over the top.
He's so good, isn't he? Once he makes contact, Soaso Su's going for another 4 or 5 metres. Really valuable for them.
Lytton is starting to get going now, although Connor, in fairness, makes the tackle on Murray Hargreaves.
5. Don't go early square.
This is the last one for Willie Peters' side. Here is Lewis, going to send it high. This could be a contest here. Gildart might fancy getting there. Look, surely he tackled the man without the ball. He's got that all wrong, Oliver Gildart.
Yeah, he's got his timing wrong. The ball, the hang time deceived him a little bit, and his wry smile, as he knows he's taken Harry Newman out. without the ball. And it's an easy leg up for the Leeds Rhinos, is this?
Genuine question.
Yeah.
Why is he not trying to catch it?
Yeah, it's a good question. I don't know. I think if you can get that close, you make a genuine contest of it.
Yeah.
I absolutely agree with you.
20 yards out from the line, anything could have happened.
Here, boys.
Tried the big hit, didn't quite work out. And Leeds will get the ball just short of their own 40-metre line as McDonald, who's got a new contract
Square. Wait, go on.
after his 4-try exploits at Salford a couple of weeks ago. There's Callum Watkins back into the action as one of the Leeds old guard goes off. One of them comes on. Great to see him back here at Headingley. He's such a good spell with Salford.
Wait, go, free.
So that's 2 back rowers in the centre now. James Batchelor for Hull KR, covering for the absence of 2 wingers, and Callum Watkins is in there because of Ryan Hall's absence. Harry Newman moves out 1 position to the wing.
Yeah, does indeed. Ball now. Alicia gets it away to Jenkins. Again, he bends the line. Home fans not happy with that challenge from Moray Hargreaves. Ball now goes to Connor. He's going to send it high. Morgan will come to get it. Hickey was going to come as well, but Moore gives him the call and he collects it. 13 gone, still just the 4 points in it.
He's settled in really well, hasn't he, Artur Morg? He spent a long time at the Catalan Dragons. Still only 25 Artur, and still, I reckon, plenty of development left in his game. You know, he's coming to a side that's flying high at the top of the table, and he's bossing things from the back. Great to see.
Yeah, managed to do the deal a little bit earlier. He was supposed to come in next season. Sue was rather stood when he got it, but gets an offload away to Litton. Can Litton produce one? No, he can't. Palacier will tackle him just short of the 40. Quick hands, gets it away. Minchella swinging arm, and that didn't miss. And it was Jenkins there who just mistimed that one. Not that there was any real malice in it. Well, we're back to 13 on 13. That's a good touch finder from Lewis. Really good touch finder. Well, the damage was only 4 in the absence of Jack Sinfield. And they'll start 20 out. I mentioned those 3 wins last year. They'll come to Headingley twice in the regular season. Kingston Rovers back here in round 23. As the ball now works its way to Minchella. Here's May now. Ball out the back to Morg, but they held their line well there, Leeds. Watkins with a big shot goes in. Gets it away now. Here's Minchella. 10 away. Wrapped up in a 3-player tackle. Falls to the ground, 5 out. Litton waits. And Litton now will fire it to May. Short past Tanger. No, their buddies out the back there. Didn't go out the back last one. Ball now here to May. May gets it away. Can they find another offload? They're trying to power their way to the line, but they're going to just hold up. Just hold up. Suaso Su's tackled right on the line. Good defence from Leeds.
Yeah, and look, I think they will have game planned that as well. Suaso Su's a bit of a specialist, isn't he, from close range. A nice tip-up play from JWH, but really well wrapped up by Morgan Gannon. There's no way he was getting that ball down. You feel like the Robins have just kicked up a level. Got into a bit of a groove here.
More of the possession. Leeds have been 100% though, and there's not a lot in the meters, although defensively Leeds have had a lot more work to do. Early stages yet. Less than a quarter on the clock. There goes Oledsky.
That's a good carry.
It is. Great carry. Good 15-metre burst. And here they go again now. Miller fires into the line. Tanganor wrapping him up. Does well to bring him to the ground. 5 over the halfway line. Ball now works its way to Connor. He's going to send it high. That is high. The highest tonight. Morg's having a look around. Broadbent gets it. Never took his eyes off it, Jack Broadbent there. Brilliant take. He is a fullback, I guess, by trade, but he is like the Swiss Army knife. He can do everything, can't he, at the moment?
Yeah, I mean, was a really good buy by the Robins, and his versatility, his ability to not just play but excel in any number of positions: half, centre, wing, fullback. on that left wing today in the absence of Joe Burgess, and making a decent fist of it. Another good carry. The love of both sides. You look at the way in which they angle back in towards the ruck. Both middle units are doing a lot of work here.
Here's Whitbread on off the bench for Willie Peters' side. Last one, 35 out from the line. Litton waits, dummy half. Here now is Lewis sending it high. May sots off after it. It falls rather theatrically to the floor, and it's collected by Newman. Newman going to be tackled, but they're going to come back for the penalty.
Yep.
What? I'm saying this is soft.
No, well, look, I think he made the most of it, did Tyrone May, but I also think McDonald ran him off the ball. He changed his line. He got a call here from the touch judge as Chris Kendall. Just keep your eye. May going through, and McDonald's clearly changed his line. I think that's the correct decision.
Yeah, okay.
I mean, Tyrone May made sure everybody in the stadium knew about it, but...
I thought we were at Ellen Road watching the football then. Not at Headingley, watching the rugby league, but it is a penalty nevertheless. Well, if he's going to be consistent with that tonight, then you can have no complaints. As you said, he did run out of his way, but a needless one, you feel.
Yeah.
Here is Lewis, finds May now. Here's Whitbread spinning into the tackle. And they're looking now to come back to Minchella. Here, Kalepi Tanganoa. Jenkins bear hugs him. That's a good first contact. Can't find an offload away. Litton waiting at dummy half. 10 out, goes right. Minchella then cuts back against the grain. Is he going to find an offload? Is he? Well, his ball's on the ground, picked up. I think the referee said he was tackled, and that's going to be a penalty. Disappointment there for...
Doesn't matter which
or are they
direction,
going to
the
challenge
tackle's
this?
It's a scrum. Where do you want it, Jake? Scrum. Scrum.
No, they're going to... He's given a knock on here.
Let's go, pat down.
Well, he said he passed it after he was tackled initially, but...
certainly grounds to challenge. I think just given, again, given the tight nature of the game, maybe a wise decision from Elliot Minchella just to keep that in the back pocket maybe for later.
Well, he was on the bench saying that if there was a trophy awarded for the best challenger, he would win it, but Rovers are just 1 from 6 at the minute, so they need to improve. Well, Leeds have had a lot of defending to do in their own end of the field, and they've done it well. There's Ryan Hall. Well, he's...
Yeah, the boots are off, I think, so I think that might be him done for the season. He is Super League's all-time top try scorer, but I don't think he'll be touching down this evening.
No, and then the question is how long will he be out? Magic weekend next weekend, and it's the Cup the week after, so they'll get a week off there, Leeds. Here's Jack Sinfield. We'll send it downfield. Collected on the full by Moore, who thought about using Hiku, and instead will take it forward. Pokes his nose through the line, tackle just short of the 30.
Elliot, he's got to play it on the mark.
Yeah, they certainly lose a bit. I mean, Hiku's normally pretty strong in the tackle, but I think a lot of the talk leading into tonight's game was who took their place on the wings. I think Broadbent was a shoe-in for one of those positions. It was who took the other. You know, and Hiku, whilst he offers a lot, there's not the same punch as to Tom Davis, is there? I think they are having to work harder in the middle as a result of that.
Yeah, they are. Towards the halfway line, though, here. Lewis wants it short side. Litton almost got through the gap. Nice tackle. May finds Lewis. Will send it high. It's a deep kick, so time for Miller. Collects it on the full, and he's instantly surrounded. Nowhere to go there. Nowhere else you need to go other than here with us on Sky for the NRL Cowboys Titans 8:30 tomorrow. Sky Sports Action and Sky Sports main event, followed by the Panthers taking on the Sea Eagles 10:30 on Sky Sports Mix. Tomorrow afternoon it's the Giants against the Tigers, 3 o'clock Sky Sports Plus, followed by Salford against Lee at 5:30 also on Sky Sports Plus. And we round off the day with the Dragons taking on Wakefield, 5:30. Sky Sports Plus for that. More NRL on Sunday as the Tigers take on the Sharks on Sky Sports Action and main event before round 9 rounds off with Hull against Wigan, 3 o'clock on Sunday. Leeds have got themselves a penalty. Tanganoa deemed they were doing a little bit too much at the tackle. Yeah,
he's pressed the self-destruct button. Last tackle, end of the tackle. We can't lock him in us off. He's not waiting. That's an easy 20-30 metres picked up.
Now, Litton He did that a couple of times at Warrington, didn't he, Lockie Miller? Just tapped, instead of kicking it, just ran with it. You would think that teams would be aware of that and just stay facing the ball, but they backed off, and here come Leeds looking to level up the game. Had to do a lot of defending. What can they do by way of attack now? Jared O'Connor stands and then falls eventually under the weight of the tackle of Hadley and Batchelor. Ball now. Palacia gets it away to Sinfield, finds Miller. Miller with a step, goes again. Looking, now fires a ball across the face of the defence. Great pass, kicks on here. Can Love get to it? He won't, because Hadley will beat him to it. Brilliant try. What about the pass from Miller? The kick from Connor, and Hadley touches down. And Leeds strike back. Leeds 4, Hull Kingston Rovers 4.
Oh, it was absolutely brilliant, instinctive rugby from Jake Connor. Ash Hanley scores the points, but make no mistake about this. This is Jake Connor at his brilliant best. Ball goes open side. It's Lockie Miller who changes the direction. I mean, such a sharp step. Fires the ball out to Connor, and then in an instant, he sums up the defence. Tyrone May, Petter Hiku, both left their assignments. Tyrone May tried to put some pressure on. That is brilliant, brilliant, instinctive, eyes-up rugby from one of the mavericks of the game. And isn't he happy? And so he should be. That's outstanding from Jake Connor.
Yeah, the pass from Miller just bought him that little bit of space.
It was just how quickly he summed up what was in front of him. That's the impressive thing about it. The execution is one thing, and getting that right under pressure, but just how little time he had in real time, how little time he had to assess and execute. We saw a masterclass, didn't we, from Adam Reynolds in Brisbane's win earlier this week. I think reminiscent of that short kicking game, top draw.
This is as tough as they come for Lockie Miller, who is 8 of 9 since he took up the kicking duties. How important that Archer Moore kick that hit the upright earlier on. Just moving some things around over on that sideline. This for the lead then. Just over 50-50 here. This would be a good way to start his kicking night, wouldn't it? He's pulled it past the near post, so we remain level at 4 each, but it was his break from the penalty that made some cheap meters.
Yeah, look, and teams should be wise to this. There's players not facing, and then Jez Litton very lucky to get away with nothing there, but take you back to the try play. This angle will show it brilliantly. You'll see Lockie Miller changing direction and then finds his playmaker, who just looks up, and I mean, that's a second, that's less than a second. He's looked up, assessed the defence, and put it on a dime for Ash Hanley. Exquisite stuff.
I thought it'd be tight, and it is proving to be just that. I think Leeds will be happy, but they've not really had much ball down that end of the field, and when they've got down there, they've posted points.
Yeah. They've, as you said earlier, and we're still there with the completions at 100%, the Leeds Rhinos. 9 from 9.
You know, there's a lot of speculation about Brad Arthur and how long he will be at Leeds, but I don't think there's any argument he's made them more competitive. They're a lot harder to beat now. Certainly that is the case. They need, as he will say, to work on their execution, ball in hand. Miller's not happy. I think he feels he got one. And the referee's telling him to get on with it here. Well, he's waiting and waiting.
Time off.
And now Chris Kendall will call a halt to proceedings here.
Well, he's almost baited the referee here into asking for an intervention. I'm not sure how this is supposed to work. You can't just wait until the referee comes up with a different decision to the one you're originally expecting. Yeah, and he's told to play on here.
Yep, go.
He did get him to blow his whistle, though, didn't he? Here's Sinfield under pressure. That's gone high. And Broadbeck is under on the third to catch it, and he's hit hard by Newman. Didn't miss.
Nailed by Newman on the catch. That's how to do it. if Oliver Gildart wants a lesson in timing of the tackle, he's just got it there, hasn't he? Broadbent, he does really well to protect the ball, but he's rattled, isn't he? That's a rib check needed for Jack Broadbent after that one.
It is. Robins have it. Here, Murray Hargreaves. And what he makes of a noisy night at Headingley. Ball works its way to Hadley. He goes forward up to halfway, but Leeds again are bending their backs defensively here. Lewis sends it across the field, trying to put Lum under pressure. Backpedals, catches it, 10 off his own line. Looks up. And he's picked up and dumped to the ground, 15 off his own line. Nothing asked, nothing given thus far.
No, it's great work again by Lockie Miller. First carries, they're always really tough carries. Good line speed, good kick chase. You know there's no gaps in this defensive line. You know you're going to have to wear a shot for your teammates. He does it really well and consistently well.
There's Watkins. Strong carry from him. O'Connor. Alessia takes on the ball over halfway. Good run. Ball will work its way to Connor. Back to Miller. Miller has a little jog forward, then just kicks across the field. This might be going out one bounce. It will. And the Robins will get it back. 20 off their own line.
Just looking at some of the stats for the Leeds Rhinos, we talked about the 100% completion rate. That's 10 from 10. No errors. No errors. I mean, that's, you know, in what they've cleaned up there in terms of the fundamentals of the game. John was speaking about it before with Brian. You know, it's clear for everybody to see. And you're right, as a result, Mark, that they're a lot more difficult to break down. This is a different proposition than it was in 2024.
Yeah, certainly is. The possession is starting to level up now, 52-48, but there's that completion rate that John was on about. Still making more tackles, Leeds, but there's nothing in the meters gained now. And we've got a level game pretty much everywhere you look. Here's Tanganoa. Oh, that was a forced pass. And Minchella couldn't take it in, and that is an error, big one, inside their own 40.
And that's what happens if you are consistent in possession and you're giving the opposition nothing. An opposition, by the way, who's been running roughshod over the majority of Super League. They move away, they start to get frustrated themselves, and you've seen that in that 5-second piece of action with Kalepi Tanganoa forcing a pass that wasn't on.
James, 10 metres! Head in, Jared.
Yeah, couldn't get it to hand, could it? It was an awkward one there. So Leeds peel away from the scrum. Newman thought about offloading, probably a good job he didn't. Now he's going to get picked up and dumped into the turf, but he held on to it. The pass would have been a gamble. O'Connor waits at dummy half. Leeds looking to go in front for the first time. Here's Holroyd, as Jenna was saying, on the verge of a new contract here at Leeds. James Bentley announced his new deal today. Ball works its way to Connor. Connor back on the angle here, driven forward by Gannon. Gannon tackled, 12 out. Plenty of tackles in the bank for Leeds here. Ball going short side to Connor, bit of a step. Oh, is that across the shoulder? No, it was across the chin. And this is a high tackle from Jez Litton. And the referee will give the penalty about 10 metres to the left of the post.
Those just a little drop of the hips from Jake Connor, and he's got everybody at the end. It's a very straightforward call. Both player and coach agree.
Penalty kick.
Here's Litton.
It's a fair lump on the snork, that, isn't it, for Jez?
It is.
James, make sure he's
15 out then for Miller, whose first kick wasn't the most convincing. He'll be hoping here to open his account and get the Rhinos in front. Could be a night where a goal kicker wins it.
Warren, can you shout Jack Broadbent so I'm not interrupting him? Thanks. Still behind.
There's Lockie Miller. Well, that game they won against Wigan was a real nail-biter, wasn't it? Went down right down to the final play of the match. So if you can be in front in games like this, going into those later stages, you've more than a chance of winning. That's the angle. It looks pretty straightforward. It is pretty straightforward. Leeds in front for the first time tonight at Headingley. The boot of Miller, 2 valuable points. 6-4, Brad Arthur's side lead.
Yeah, and he'll be really happy with how his team have performed for the opening half hour of the game. As you said, possession starting to level itself up. The Rhinos nudge themselves in front of the scoreboard. The only stat that matters come the final whistle. And some words, I would imagine, in the lead up to Sam Lissoni making his entrance to the field, and he'll add some punch, won't he? He'll add some real venom.
Yeah, he is used now from the bench, isn't he? Solely from the bench as an impact player.
Go on, dominant play on one.
Leeds will be pretty happy with how they've gone. Remember, they were down to 12 early on. Jack Sinfield spent 10 minutes in the bin early on. Here he is now on the ball, looking to dummy his way through. Almost got away. It's a quick play of the ball and gets one. Tanganoa, I don't think he's onside here, so he can't effect a tackle, and Miller makes the most of it. Finds the ball away, gets it to Connor. Here now is Newman running at Hiku. Great tackle. May, brilliant tackle round the bootlaces there. Stopped up a potential 2-on-1. But Leeds just starting to go through the gears, and then they force a pass too many. Lewis has a juggle. He'll dummy, and he gets to this side. That's disappointing for Leeds. That was promising.
Yeah, James Bentley's backed up a brilliant piece of play with a distinctly average pass. O'Connor shot out the line there. He was going hunting for Gildart.
Hold Darren, wait, Tom. Wait.
It's Holroyd who knocked the ball on, but it wasn't a great pass. Wasn't given too much of a chance, was he, by his back row teammate?
No, it wasn't. Ball now works its way centre field. Minchella finds May. Back on the angle for Hiku. Hiku now will bring the ball forward. 35 out. Ball now with Minchella. Gets it to May. Fires it across to Gildart. Gildart steps back inside. 30 out from the line they go. Here's Luckley. Luckley gets the bumpers up. Can't get the offload away. He's become a very proficient offloader, Sam Luckley. Last one here. Lewis goes high. May is after this. Can he get up above Miller? Miller takes it. Beautiful catch.
Oh, he's done that really well. Calm, composed at the back. I mean, that's the bread and butter for a fullback. He gets up, and that's, in fact, from that angle, it looks an even more impressive catch, doesn't he? Under all sorts of pressure from Tyrone May. It's something the Robins do really well. The Lewis kick, the May chase. We've seen more than a few tries scored with that combination.
Yeah. Nice run there. Lovely run. Brilliant again from Miller, who's just appearing everywhere at the moment for Leeds. Real go-to man. Oh, but it's an incorrect play of the ball. He's tried to do too much too quickly. And finally, Leeds make an error.
He's just got a little bit too enthusiastic, hasn't he? Great catch. Brilliant second contribution. The run was great, but he was never in control of himself as he attempted to play that ball. So I always marvel at how quickly the momentum and the can shift in a game of rugby league. And once again, the Rhinos, certainly towards the back end of this set, will be defending their own goal line.
They will, but if we're going to be honest, Hull Kingston Rovers have not created an awful lot so far. Go. There's the Luckley offload, Litton on the end of it, but couldn't get away from Holroyd, who makes the tackle. And here now Minchella pops the ball back up. Whitbread, the head bandage on, drives forward inside the 20-metre area. Now the Robins about to go in front here. Minchella finds a miss-up pass to Tanganoa. Tanganoa bumps off one, heads straight for the line, wrapped up 15 out. Still got a couple left here. Litton has got Lewis. He's going to come to Lewis now. Lewis goes alone, tries to bump his way through, and he's going to go. He's picked up. That's going to be a penalty.
High tackle, James.
Lifted up above. Well, high shot, I think they're saying. So it's a penalty again, just to the side of the post. So they take the two.
Oh, I think you'd square the game up, definitely, don't you? Yeah, it's from Bentley. He's just wrapped in second defender. He's gone straight at Lockie Miller, who was the fullback. He was in, but not in the defensive line. They take up that position very often, don't they? And yet, there's confirmation. Willie Peters, I think, recognises the same as his counterpart. This is going to be a tight game. Not an awful lot in it. If there are points on offer, take them.
We've seen Lewis do that. He got injured, didn't he, scoring the try at Wakefield? A very similar run to that, running straight at the the defenders in the middle. He's not frightened to take them on.
I think that's why he's the complete package. He's such a dangerous runner, and I think as a defender that's what you've got to guard against first, because he's a devastating runner. He just happens to have a brilliant pair of hands and a great boot as well.
Morg then to level us back up at 6 points apiece here. Many of Robins fans behind the posts down that end of the ground. Here he comes, right-footed, slots it through, and we do have a level game. 6-6 here. Round 9 of the Betfred Super League. Rovers top of the pile. But as Willie Peters said before the game, not achieved anything yet. Yes, we're going okay, but we've not achieved anything yet.
Yeah, and he's right to say that as well. I think, you know, keep everybody's feet on the ground. It has been a brilliant start to the season, and they've picked up where they left off in 2024. But we are in round 9. And they are facing a very different Leeds Rhinos side this season. I mean, as we wait for the game to restart and Brad Arthur looks on, I'm just taking a look around at the north, east and west stands, and it is a picture. This stadium, when full, is a real picture.
Okay.
Well, it'll be full at the end of the year when the Aussies arrive, that is for sure. Not a ticket to be had for this particular venue.
There's a good carry from Hiku. That's more like it.
And Litton out a dummy half as well. Litton pinching more, so that's 2 carries that get them nearly 30 metres. Tackle May just over the halfway line. Can they go back-to-back in terms of scores here, the Robins? Ball into the hands of Minchella, finds May, short pass Tanganoa, Sinfield stands up well, did well defensively there, the young halfback, makes the tackle. Litton jumps in again, fires it into the hands of Minchella, drops it for Luckley. Luckley will run it straight up the guts to the Leeds defence. This has been a good set from Rovers. What do they do here? May back in the pocket, Lewis back in the pocket. We're maybe thinking about a 1. Sends it high. Gilda after it. Was he bumped off that again? No, he wasn't this time. Watkins did it fairly, and it's play on.
Yeah, plenty of protestations, but nothing coming. And now Harry Newman being told to get up and play the ball. Good contact from Mikey Lewis on Callum Watkins. I think they sensed an opportunity here. Good line speed again from the Robins. I think is the time here to force a mistake, or at the very least limit the metres from the Leeds Rhinos. Give them one final crack the visit inside before half-time.
I see a tackle on the 20. That is tackle number 4. There's only 2 left, and they are in the 20. Are they going to gamble and go through the hands? They get it to Gannon, but now they're on an edge, so they need a good kick here. They've penned themselves over on that far side. Connor waits. There'll be pressure on him, but he does well to get it away. And he finds the grass. That's a decent kick. Broadbent will pick it up on the full, brings it back to the 40. Well, you called it. They've got a set here from just short of the halfway line. Did look to me on that last set there, John, that both May and Lewis had dropped back almost like they were getting ready for a 1-pointer.
Yeah, I think, well, you know, it's going to be on everybody's mind. I've been saying to myself all day, I've been saying to you all afternoon how tight I think this game is going to be, and it's proving to be so. I mean, do they even consider, as you said, slotting over the 1 just before half-time? I think they'll try for more first.
They will. Here, the ball in the hands of Lewis. Lewis trying to duck underneath, does duck underneath, racked up 30 out. They've got another tackle up there, jumper here. Litton gets it away to Whitbread. Whitbread is just going to settle it down. And this surely is going to be, well, Lewis is waiting in the pocket here. This is all about the pass, surely. Or is it a double bluff? No, it's back to Lewis for the 1-pointer. Gets hold of it, but he's pushed it wide. Couldn't get the angle. Well, gives Leeds a little bit of time to counter. They set up for it, but he didn't kick it.
Yeah, and it tells you plenty, doesn't it, about what the players are feeling on the field. They know, both sides know there is not going to be much in this. You can get, as a player, you get that feeling, you get that sense when you're in a game like this, when you go in set for set. Completion rates have just come off a little bit for the Leeds Rhinos, but you're still talking high 80s, low 80s for Willie Peters Robins. Low error count, plenty of questions being asked, most being answered.
Good intensity to this game as well. There? 2 teams that are right in the mix. A win for Leeds puts them 3rd tonight. Should Hull KR win here, then they'll extend their lead at the top. Chris Kendall is not having any messing about, is he, with the players in possession. Nice pass to Hanley. Hanley flicks it away. Long's got away. Needed to find a pass. Had Miller on the inside and couldn't find him. And the Robins relieved to hear the siren at half-time. There's some tired bodies out there. Brad Arthur's side on the back foot early on as Jack Broadbent's try with Jack Sinfield in the bin. But Ash Hanley scored a wonderful try before the teams exchanged penalty goals. It means at the break. It is all level here at AMT Headingley. At the break, Leeds Rhinos 6, Hull Kingston Rovers 6.
Mark, John, thank you very much. With a bumper crowd inside here in Headingley, we hope the game would live up to expectations, and it absolutely has. As the Leeds Rhinos go in at half-time, locked up with the team at the top of the table. And of course, the highlight for the home side was this Ash Hanley try in response to Jack Broadbent opening up the scoring for the visitors. Delighted for Brad Arthur. Analysis after this. Oh, this is what we've got coming up for you tomorrow. Don't miss a packed night of boxing from Tottenham Hotspur Stadium as bitter rivals Chris Eubank Jr. and Conor Benn finally meet to settle their long-running feud. Coverage will get underway from 5 p.m. live on Sky Sports Box Office. The event is available to Sky customers and also non-Sky customers via the Sky Sports Box Office app in the UK and Ireland. If you're a Virgin Media or EETV customer, please contact your operator. You can go to skysports.com/box office for more information. Oh, we had quite the billing here at Headingley Stadium with the Leeds Rhinos trying to get one over Hull KR, who sit top of the table coming into round 9 of the Betfred Super League. They're locked up at 6 points apiece at half-time. One try each, unconverted, and each have traded a penalty. Sinfield, Jack Sinfield, that is, spent 10 minutes in the sin bin. John Wilkin, Jody Cunningham joining me here pitchside at Headingley. Jody, sum up for me for that, if you would, for the first 40 minutes, what we have just seen.
It's exactly what we wanted. It's two teams going at it, and look, two teams who defensively have shown how strong they are and have shown some flair in attack, but they've not given each other too many chances. We're tied up at 6 apiece, and I think that's probably a true reflection of that first 40 minutes.
All right, in the build-up to this round of Super League, John Cartwright was quite vocal about Cade Cuss's red card in the Hull derby, saying it took the life out of the game, but if that's the way the game is going to go, I'm going to have to learn to accept that. Jack Sinfield sin-binning. Your thoughts on this one, John?
Well, yeah, I thought it was the physicality of Leeds has been there all for that half. Maybe Jack Sinfield gets it wrong really early in the piece. Look, we talk about mitigation, don't we, in situations like this. As Jack Sinfield, I think the reason why he should be in trouble is because there's no real attempt to wrap with his arm. It's a shoulder charge. He's made contact with his head. I don't really see that Artur Morg is dropping into contact at all.
That's what the referee said was mitigation. Artur Morg dropping.
And that last angle that we showed there, and even this one, look, it's maybe the reluctance from Sinfield to even wrap his arms means that he's lucky. I think he's lucky that's a yellow. Look, I believe that is a yellow card. I wouldn't want to see it to red, but for consistency.
Well, my understanding was the game had decided, Jody, that was a red card over the last 3 years or so.
Yeah, look, for me, it probably was a red. I think he's got time there to adjust his height and get enough. There's already players in the tackle. He doesn't need to come in with that much force. He doesn't wrap. Look, it could easily be a red. I'm glad for the sake of this game it's not. For the sake of this game, 10 minutes and then back to full accomplishment of players. That's what we want to see out of this game, but it could have easily been different.
Yeah, but that's maybe where we see the evolution of Leeds, because you might have seen them capitulate. And you know, it looked like when they concede that first try off the back of the Jack Sinfield.
So they're a man down, then they're a try down.
Exactly. And I think off the back of this, you could have seen a Leeds capitulation. But they got the stuff back together. This came through a breakthrough Hiku. We know how dangerous and powerful he is in space. He makes the clean break. Watch for Ryan Hall, the winger coming over from the right here. Injures himself in the process of tackling Mikey Lewis. I love the simplicity of this. Ryan Hall's down. Let's get the ball to where he's not. Super quick with effective, just short, long passes. it was just real simple, instinctive attacking play. Leeds fought the way back into it, didn't they, Brian?
Now, this is the attack that Brad Arthur says I want to see more of. This is the problems he had in the game.
Yeah, I want to slow you down. If I want to draw your attention to the white head tape in Hull KR's defensive line, he just sits back, Whitbread, sits back. When Jake Connor gets this ball, he jinks back into a gap that shouldn't be there. That's one player clocking off. Just clocked off for a second and it cost his team. That's not Willie Peters and it's not Hull KR.
I think, look, defensively there's some frailties there from Hull KR, but we've got to credit that attacking play from Leeds. We haven't seen that, and I think really intelligent from Lockie Miller early in that set. He takes a tap rather than kicking out for the penalty. He takes a quick tap, he gets them on a roll, and then it's his really brilliant pass across to Connor who gives that opportunity.
The coaches look for pros at half-time. If they look at the stats after the first 40 minutes, Willie Peters will say, we keep creating chances, we'll score more tries. 12 play the balls in the opposition 20. Leeds will say, we've only had 2, and we've got 1 try out of that.
It's a great return for them, isn't it? One fantastic kick by Jake Connor. It's got them on the board. 2 conversions. That shows you how much 2 penalty goals. That's respect for each other's defensive prowess, really.
Go get yourselves ready for a sensational second half here at Headingley Stadium for the Betfred Super League here on Sky Sports. Top of the table, Hull KR being held at the moment by the Leeds Rhinos. 6 points apiece at half-time. A second half that promises much is on the way here after this.
December, he'll do it himself, the big man.
And there is fight in the walls yet. Look out!
Well, all roads lead to Newcastle on the May Bank holiday weekend, and a very healthy crowd expected for Super League's Magic Weekend return to St James's Park. We'll start it all off on Sky Sports action at half-2 with Lee Catalan. Following that, Hull KR taking on Salford, and day 1 will close with St Helens against the Leeds Rhinos, who are in action here tonight. 7:15, again on action for that one. 3 on Sunday. We'll start it with Huddersfield Giants against Hull FC at 12:30. That'll be followed by the champions Wigan against Warrington, a repeat of the Vegas clash. And it'll all end for this year. Sunday, May 4th, Castleford Wakefield will bring the curtain down at 5:15, again on Sky Sports action. We're at the half-time point in the clash here from round 9 between the Leeds Rhinos and Hull KR, locked up at 6 points apiece. John Wilkin, Jody Cunningham, who looks more likely in a tied match at half-time?
Well, it's just a break from Petter Hiku and a glorious kick from Jake Connor is the only way the points have come. I fancy Hull KR to be strong in the second half. You know what, I can't pick it, Brian. I can't pick who's going to come out and win this. It's so tight.
Well, I'm with John. It's a really tough one to call this. It could go either way. I was confident on Hull KR before. I actually think Leeds are looking just marginally the stronger side.
Big question before the game. We didn't think we'd get a definitive answer tonight, but are Leeds Rhinos the real deal? Certainly a changed team under Brad Arthur.
Yeah, all of the trends that they're setting on, it statistically suggests they're closer now than they've been in a number of years to being competitive at the top of the league. The fundamentals that we're speaking about, they're getting right. Physicality, they've competed hard. They've really taken it to Hull KR in many facets of the game. But they need to be clinical, and maybe Jake Connor showed tonight where they can be clinical.
Well, where Hull KR of Tyrone May and Mikey Lewis's game breakers, you would say Lockie Miller and Jake Connor may be the men to step up for the Leeds Rhinos and break the deadlock if it does go the way of the home side. Whatever way it goes, you'll find out in the company of our commentary team as we return to John Wells and Mark Wilson.
Cheers, Brian. Lockie Miller had a big first 40 minutes. Can he back that up here at Headingley? Can Leeds close the gap on the leaders to just 2 points? We're live here at AMT Headingley. What a second half in prospect. Would like to call it, John Wells. Leeds 6, Hull Kingston Rovers 6. Who are you going for?
I will tell you in 40 minutes, Mark. Just a word on Lockie Miller, I agree. Brilliant first half. 120 odd metres carrying the ball, safe as houses at the back. Looks like a real dynamo as well, doesn't he? Hard to handle, great stepping footwork, good connection with his half-back.
Yeah, so I think he's a player that's improving under Brad Arthur. The ball carried forward.
Yeah,
there are the stats then.
Yeah, I would agree with that. He is improving under Brad Arthur. 150 carry metres. 4 tackle busts in there as well. That's the footwork. That first 10 metres. Not unlike his opposite number, actually. Arthur Moore, very similarly.
I think he's certainly added more to his game, hasn't he? And this fella has got plenty about him as well. But here come Leeds now with Connor. Straightens it up, finds Miller, gets it away. Hanley with a no-look pass. All brought in by Lum. Lum working his way back in field and eventually tackled 5 short of the halfway. Sinfield launches it downfield and Broadbent will collect it 10 off his line. Right, let's find out what was said in the dressing rooms at half-time with Jenna Brooks.
Brad Arthur, as you can imagine, was over the moon with that half. He said it was consistent. In fact, the last month they've been playing consistently. He says this is going to come down to a big moment. That's what is going to win it. Willie Peters, as you can imagine, not very happy. Just says that they're playing really loose and they need to defend and improve their defence in this half. But 6 apiece. Does this have golden point written all over it?
It may well do, although Hull Kingston Rovers will maybe hope not, because Leeds have got the best record in Super League when it comes to golden point wins, so that might be ominous for the Robins if they do get there. Here's Luckley trying to drive it. There you go, look at that. 7 wins out of 10 for Leeds, 70%. That's the best in the Super League competition. Hull Care down at 37.5%, so Hull Care might wish it doesn't go that far. Good set, but again, they're struggling to get hold of Miller, but they do bring him down about 50 now. Should we read too much into those stats, John, those golden point stats?
Well, yeah, absolutely you do. Yeah. You know which horse you'd be backing if this was tied up at full time. It's just, you know, who are the particular exponents on the field today? I mean, you know, it sits with Jake Connor, doesn't it? You know, if we do get there, and there's an awful lot of rugby to be played between now and then, there are 2 names that'll be on everybody's lips, and that'll be Lewis and Connor for the Robins and the Rhinos respectively. But there is plenty more rugby, thankfully, to be played between now and then.
Here's a 40-20 effort, and this is a good effort as well. But Broadbent got back in the nick of time, and he'll return it. Thought about using Morg, takes it himself, and he's up to the 30. Good kick and good pressure as well. They push him back a few metres, and Mikey Lewis and McDonnell, and now Bentley's in there. They forgot to play the ball. Mikey Lewis is never far away, is he? But he's in there now with his hands on it. I think they've certainly targeted him tonight, haven't they? Been aggressive whenever he's been on the ball, and you've got to be. The intensity hasn't dropped over the half-time break. Here is Morg, racked up. Shot goes in there from Holroyd, last one. Lewis with time, picks his spot, sends it high towards Lum, who can feel May breathing down his neck and tackles him as soon as he collects it. Well done, Lum, and well done, May.
Yeah, and it's those 2 in tandem again, isn't it? Lewis and May. May leading the kick chase. And they have an opportunity here now, early on in the second half, the Robins, to really squeeze, throttle the Leeds Rhinos, who've been making light, actually, I think, of the position they've been putting themselves in by the Robins, with some great work in and around the ruck. But they're midway through the set here, 2 plays left.
Interesting for Willie Peters as Palacia gets it away to Connor, turns it back for Gannon, wrapped up over the halfway line.
There's just a little bit more creativity about what the Rhinos are doing, aren't they? The Robins very methodical with their sets of 6. Just get little flashes every now and again from the Robins.
Yeah, I know the guys picked up on it at half-time. We were looking at the stats up here. 12 play the balls in the opponent's 20-2, and yet Hull have not really created a great deal off the back of those.
Two ways you can look at that. One is credit the scramble defence, which we saw on a couple of occasions from the Rhinos. The other is maybe the Robins just not quite there, not quite at the standards that they've set themselves and been so consistent for this season. Look, everybody looking from the outside in will expect a lull, come off the pace or come off the boil at some point in the season. Are we seeing it here?
You can't be great every week, can you? You look at, they've had a couple of derbies, they've had that big tie with Wigan. It's been a tough few weeks for Hull Kingston Rovers. High kick, this is a difficult one to catch. Miller underneath it, they make it look so easy. And now he's looking to counter, and Petterhick said thank you very much. Riley Lum didn't quite say that.
Oh, he's been collected, hasn't he? Petterhick, who's a big body. Riley Lum will be checking ribs of his own, won't he? And meanwhile, Morgan Gannon receiving treatment on the halfway line. The latest one to have picked up an injury, and he doesn't look well either.
No, he doesn't. I'm trying to work out whether it's a hand or like a midriff injury. Looks like he is going to carry on, but he's certainly not yet back in the line. O'Connor gets it away to Bentley. Bentley edges his way past, gets it to Connor. Quick hands, finds Hanley. Hanley gets it away to Lum. Lum's got support on the inside. Back to Hanley. Back to Lum. Brilliant from Leeds. To me, to you, to me, to you. Hanley and Lum. And it's Riley Lum who's in. His sixth try of the Super League campaign. Brilliant finish from the Rhinos.
And we were just talking, weren't we, about the two teams and comparing that conservative end to set we've seen from the Robins, and then just a willingness for the Rhinos just to play with a little bit more creativity, a little bit more openness. Bentley to Connor, the basketball pass to Hanley to Lum. Hanley back in support, draws Morg, and Riley Lum really makes this interesting. But it all stems from that willingness off the back of some steely defence, just to not roll the dice, but just try your luck. Just see what's out there, probe an edge. Bentley changing the direction. This is nice from Connor. It's unorthodox, but it works, and it gets Hanley in some space. Was there a question mark about that pass? Line ball at best. Riley Lum won't be asking questions. He's picked up 4 points. He's happy. The Leeds Rhinos go back into the lead.
Brad Arthur delighted. And Riley Lum scores again. New contract for him. Well, when Mike Acevo got injured at the start of the campaign, I think there were a lot of glum faces around Headingley, but he has certainly stood up and taken the chance, hasn't he? Yeah, there was a couple. There was Alfie Edgell, wasn't there, and Riley Lum, who probably had to fight it out there following that injury, the sad injury to Mike Acevo. And Riley Lum, well, he's taken his opportunity, hasn't he? Looks like a surefire starter for the foreseeable future. He does. Tough one for Lockie Miller. Wow. Are you backing those odds, John Wells? Well, he took one from... He missed one in the first half from almost the identical position. And what would he give him then? We gave him 54%, didn't we? Yeah. Although this... Yeah, same side. Well, this for a 6-point lead. Well, the kick predicting you, clearly. Never looked like missing. 12 points to 6. What a strike that was. And what do we know? Nailed it. Lockie Miller. And much has been made about the nip-and-tuck nature of this game and how extra points, when an offer, if you can nail them like Lockie Miller has just done there, that makes life all the harder for the visiting Robins. And they're not in sorry, Mike, they're not in panic mode yet, the Robins.
But there's going to come a point in this game where they're going to have to change. They're going to have to step change in what they've been doing. It has been very conservative from the visitors.
It has. Here they go again, Leeds. They're going through the hands again here. They're getting to an edge and they're going to get it out wide. And they've got pace with Newman. Cuts back, puts the brakes on, goes again over halfway. Brilliant from Leeds, this. Well, Brad Arthur's been calling for their attacking threat, and now he's lost it. Well, he's just undone all his good work there, Harry Newman.
It's an inauspicious end, isn't it? And Harry Newman's got this in him. He's just so keen to get on. He forgets the fundamentals. But let's look at the earlier break, because I think that's the important thing, and it underlines what the Rhinos are doing here. They've got themselves into this position with real resilience in defence, and then they are prepared. They're showing they're the team on their own patch in a high-stakes game, let's face it, that they are the team that's prepared to play. They're the team that's prepared to take half a chance, and that's all it might need.
Well, Leeds have hit the front, and deservedly so. What have all Kingston Rovers got by way of a response? There's Whitbread. There is Willie Peters. Never lost to Leeds, of course. 5 out of 5. Tell you what, that's going to take some turning round. Luckily rolled onto his back by O'Connor. Here now is May, gets it to Lewis. Lewis sorted about the ball out the back, wrapped up by Gannon and Hanley. Inside the 40 they go. Down the short side, Litton, no, bounces out of 1, out of 2.
So good, isn't he? Just half a decent play. The ball marker's not set, he's gone.
I just wonder with the bench, with Jack Brown and Leyland on the bench. High kick, pressure coming here. Newman collects it and it opens up in front of him. And Newman puts his foot down and then he's smashed. 12 off his own line.
Oh, good passage of play from both sides. I feel like it's just gone up a notch again. The crowd really engaged and underneath us now. The South standing full voice.
They are. But Leeds, you feel, can strike from anywhere at the moment. Old Kingston Rovers, remember, led here by 4 points to 0, but there's the error. And we didn't see a lot of them in the first half. Watkins gets a pat on the back, but this just invites the league leaders in.
Yeah, just the third error for the Leeds Rhinos. You know, did that need to be promoted from Callum Watkins? He's certainly, again, as you know, as a player on the field, you have a better idea than most, and maybe sense that the Robins were creaking a little. But the flip side to that is you put yourself under pressure defensively if it doesn't come off. Jared O'Connor just couldn't pouch the ball.
There's a 4-2 split to the right here. Ball goes the other way. Watkins was quickly off the defensive line. There's about to be some changes made by Willie Peters.
Now, the big men are back on. Suaso Su and Jared Hargreaves back into the fray.
Here's Minchella, gets it away. Here is Suaso Su, been impressive this year, leading the pack. Ball here to May, back to look forward. They're going to play on. Here's Litton going through the middle. Tackled 12 away. Morgan at dummy half. Morgan's got options, but he's going to his left-hand side. Gets it to Lewis, just drops it back. Here is Warray Hargreaves, runs it in. Tackle made. This is the last one. Inside the 10, what can they do here? They're going with Minchella. Minchella saw defenders run up, gets it away to Sue. Can he keep it alive? He's going for the line, the big man, but they're going to turn him away. Leeds goal line defence holds good again.
Oh, brilliant scramble from the Leeds Rhinos, because this man is dangerous from close range. Minchella rides a couple of tackles, got a ball away from Sue, but he's wrapped up, he's smothered by 4 Leeds Rhinos players. Well, the one positive outcome from Robin's perspective is look where they turn it over. These are tough carries now.
Sam Lasoni has just come on. He's going to take the next one, I think, John. Oh. Bang! Lasoni on Tanganoa.
Yeah, Tanganoa's come off second best there.
2 players injured. We've got 2 players down.
Off the back fence, Sam Lissoni, first involvement, first carry, and he skittles to Kelepi Tanganoa.
Jared, man.
This could be a problem. Not for him. He is the problem. What a run that was. Tanganoa, let's hope he's okay. Yeah, looks like he's going to have to come off, so we're going to get a change here then for the Robins.
Thanks.
Well, there's a problem for Hull Kingston Rovers, but there could be a problem for Leeds as well. Let's hear all about it with Jenna Brooks.
No, just something that caught our eye from the touchline a few moments ago. Harry Newman. This is the incident here. Is there perhaps a little bit of contact with the head there on Atua Morg? I don't know. What do you guys think?
John's here to answer questions like that.
Yeah, I don't want
to
throw anybody under the bus, but it's a side of
just thrown you under it.
Well, it's a side of Harry Newman's game that I think everybody knew that he needed to temper, including himself, admittedly, said he needed to tone that side of it down. This is the carry again that sees Kelepi Tanganoa coming off, and it's perfectly legitimate. It's just a big contact between 2 big human beings. So Tanganoa off for a head injury assessment. Yeah, just to go back on the Harry Newman thing, he's clearly a hugely talented player. It's just that he hasn't been able to eradicate that petulance from his game, has he?
No. Good run there from Bentley. Couple of good carries for Leeds, get them up to the 30 here. This is getting feisty now. Round 9 of the Super League. It was rivals round last weekend. That didn't fail, did it? And this one in the balance as well, as Morg does bring it forward, and he's wrapped up 25 off his own line. Here's Broadbent. I'm going to call it now, John. I think Hull Kingston Rovers got to score now. I think if Leeds score the next points, I think they're going to go on and win the game.
Yeah, they've given them very, very little, haven't they? I think they've been exceptional in defence. Just that one break, really, to speak of, when they were down to 12 men, when Pete Hiku went through the line. But that seems like a long, long time ago now.
It's over a half of football ago. Here goes Sue up the middle, gets it away, finds Litton. Litton gets it away now to Lewis. Miss out pass, risky. Gets a good bounce. Favoured Broadbent on the touchline. He cuts back in, and he's wrapped up on the 5th tackle. A little bit more adventurous from the Robins. High kick from May. Miller waits, collects, ponders his options and runs it in. 15 gone already, second half, and it's Leeds who've added to the 6-6 scoreline at the break. Here's Lum.
It's been played at some intensity, this, hasn't it? It doesn't seem any signs of letting up. Morgan Gannon, still a question mark on him, you know. Not had an awful lot of involvement since we picked him out as being injured. I'm sure he's carrying something.
Maybe. He's still out there, though. They were appealing for a penalty there, Leeds. They thought there was a hit off the ball. Connor's under pressure. Gets the kick away. It's a high one. He's still got decent distance on this. Collected well over on the far side by Broadbent. He will bring it back. Offers the dummy. He's going to be wrapped up 30 off his own line.
Oh, he's so efficient as Broadbent. Covers the ground really well. It was a corkscrewed kick. Wouldn't have expected it from that side of the field. Connor had to change directions. He does so well. Very economical, Jack Broadbent.
Here's Whitbread. Good carry. Inchella. May. Ball over the top. This time they find a gap, but it's Batchelor who's on the end of it. And no offence to James Batchelor, but he's not the player you want in that position at that time. Here's Ray Hargreaves. He's hit hard by Lissoni, and then he's picked up and dumped into the ground.
Oh, it's brilliant, isn't it?
It is. Here is Lewis, steps away from one. That was brilliant as well, but they'd overrun him on the... He had no pass, did he? If they'd just dropped back a yard, he could have passed the ball there, Lewis.
I think they were expecting a kick, weren't they? Once he'd stepped out the first challenge, It's a shooting line from Holroyd, and he steps on the outside, but they're shaped to kick. But we write Whitbread, Gildart, and Jack Broadbent all a yard in front. It's not a good end to a set from the Robins.
I think if Whitbread could have got out of the way there, they might have had a chance. Look at that, 50-50. Completion rates both over 80%. 8 metres between them.
Jeez, I mean, that does tell you the story of the game, hasn't it? It has been nip and tuck. There's been just the Leeds Rhinos being prepared to chance their arm a little. How are we seeing another one here?
Walter Hanley wrapped up. On halfway, Leeds leading then. Here is Lasoni, good footwork, takes him past Warren Hargreaves. And the big man wrapped up 35 out.
Oh,
did he get a bang here? Yeah, he did, penalty.
He has been shortened up by Suaso Su. He was low. Suaso Su had come in to complete the tackle, but he has been well and truly shortened up by the big man. The step in the run was exceptional. He saw Jared Warrior-Hargreaves come out the line hunting for him, showed some great footwork to get into the backfield, but Suaso Su has not missed.
We're all right, boys.
Willie Peters will be concerned because this is a very kickable penalty that will make it a 2-score game.
Just take your time, but
Lasoni getting treatment to check he's going to be okay to carry on. He's only been on the field about 10 minutes, but he's caused absolute carnage.
what are we doing? He's going off for an HIA.
Right, so he's going to leave the field for a head injury assessment, and he might be joined in leaving the field by someone wearing the violet of Hull Kingston Rovers.
That's a great step, isn't it, to take him past JWH into the backfield, fends off one. Ooh. Now, if we're going on what we saw from Sinfield in the opening 10 minutes of the game, then we're going to see another card here. No attempt to wrap, but there is mitigation in that Lasoni's height has really dropped. This will be a yellow.
Jesse! Elliot!
Let's hear from the referee then.
All right, I'll explain it, okay? It's direct, it's high-level force. There is mitigation that he's losing height. Yeah, but however, there is aggravating factor. There is an aggravating factor that you're not making a tackle. You've gone in with your arm by your side. It's a red card.
Sir, he's falling.
Wow. Red card for Suaso Su. He has gone. Willie Peters looks on. Direct. Broadbent has just finished off a wonderful try. Morg's kick, though, hit the post.
Keep the discipline, boys.
That line from Jai Whitbread was superb.
Stay behind.
Superb at the soft inside shoulder of a defender.
And not only that, he actually drew the defender as well. He did everything perfectly, didn't he? Because that needed scoring as well. Well, it's game on now.
Cooper, wait, go one.
Oh, Connor. Big shot. That gets the crowd on the edge of its seats. Bumper crowd here, and they've been rewarded with an absolute blockbuster. Robins might not have been at their best, but they're not out of this. We have had technical issues here. Apologies for those, as now there's a 40-20 kick. And he's got it!
Oh,
he's got it! Lewis has kicked the 40-20. He's celebrating. I think Chris Kendall might want to check this. It's 14 points to 10. Leeds lead. And it is going to be a Hull Kingston Rovers ball.
That's a brilliant 40-20. And the man of steel, well inside the 40, nails it with one bounce. I mean, that crosses the plane inside the 20 for me, and that is going to be Robin's possession. We talk about moments in games. There's not an awful lot Lockie Miller could do about that. Sometimes the kick's just too good. Right then, what have you got, Robbins, and what have you got, Rhinos, in defence? Because this is the most important 60 seconds, certainly for both teams.
So Aso Su sent off in 59 minutes. But despite that, the Robins have hit back. Are they showing their title-winning credentials here at Headingley? Can they get back level here? They're going through the hands again. Lewis into the line, short pass. Ball taken into contact by Gildart. Quick play of the ball. They'll get it away now here to Morg. He gets it back for Brown. Brown runs in. Palacier has tackled him. Here's Leyland, gets it away now to Lewis. Ball over the top. Broadbent looking for the hat-trick. Nowhere to go. Has to go to ground.
Yeah,
and
does the right thing as well. Keeps the set alive.
Last one. They had a try chalked off, didn't they, from a kick from this kind of position. They're going to try again. They're going to try again. They're after it. Collected in goal by Connor, and he's collected in goal. And that's going to be a goal line restart. This is on a knife edge now.
Yeah, he's just jumped from inside the field of play. I mean, the catch is brilliant, and it had to be. But he just had one foot in play.
We have a captain's challenge.
Yeah, he's going to lose this.
Chiara challenging the decision of a diffused bomb. 20-metre restart.
Okay, captain's challenge, Okiara challenging the ruling of a diffused bomb. So we need to see where Jake Connor jumps from, please. If you have anything, possibly camera 5, we need to see whether he jumps from the field of play or the in-goal area. So he's in the in-goal area when he jumps. Can we go back to the other angle? We know that he starts from the in-goal area. We just need to confirm the catch.
No.
Okay, so he starts from the in-goal. He's in possession at that point. Nobody's touching the ball there. And then Jake Connor regathers the ball. Keep rolling it through, keep rolling it through. He takes possession. The challenge is unsuccessful. It's going to be a 20-metre restart, Leeds ball.
Now, I've got two questions about that. One, Jake Connor had one foot in the field of play when he jumped up to collect the ball. And two, when he caught the ball, eventually, he had one foot on the try line. So how is that not a goal line dropout?
That is a goal line dropout. That is a mistake, unfortunately. Let's just hope it doesn't count for much, but I've got a feeling with 10 minutes to go, every call like that, I mean, he's clearly planted a foot inside the field of play before he jumps. So he's jumping effectively from the field of play.
Consider me bamboozled. Could be a match-winning, match-defining moment. Certainly if Leeds go to the other end and score here. Hanley thought about offloading. Here now, Palacier gets it away.
5.
Last one here for Leeds. Can they strike again and put the game to bed? Sinfield's kick is a high one. It's not a deep one. Broadbent is going to catch it and go straight to ground.
Stand! Hold your head! Go!
So my bamboozlement is actually incorrect, John, because I've been reliably informed that you only need one foot in the field of play.
No, but you need to be planted. Once he takes off, you can't leave the ground and then take possession. You need to have your foot planted either side of the in-goal area.
Fine.
Well, they just had an unsuccessful challenge there.
Ball. Movement. Line. Wait. Go for.
Ball now here with the Robins. Here they go, racing out of the line. Quick hands, they get it away to Batchelor. Oh, was there a late hit here? There was a late hit.
Yeah, it's Artur Morg who's been taken out. A series of quick hands. And Artur Morg has just been collected late. It was very good hands, wasn't it, in the build-up to this? Minchella to May, and it's this shot here. It's Ash Hanley on Artem Org. I mean, the ball came and went in an instant. Ash Hanley's just caught him. And again, we're seeing this in slow motion. These are fractions of a second, but now then, there is contact with the head here.
Is it direct? It's off the ball. Moggs carrying on.
And there is a discussion going on between the referee and the video referee.
There is.
Thanks, mate.
Well, that's direct contact with the head with the shoulder. So your guess is as good as mine.
Well, the
tonight.
yellow card is in effect a sending off because he won't be coming back unless it goes to golden point. Here we go. Is it going to end 12 against 12?
There's an attempt to wrap, but there is direct contact with the head.
Right, Ash. The ball's gone, which is an aggravating factor. You then make direct contact to the head with your shoulder. There's no other...
There we go. Another red card. Wow. 2 red cards.
Yeah, I've got you, mate. All right, no worries.
It'll be 12 against 12. Ash Hanley sent from the field of play.
Got a challenge, okay, I don't. Mike, I'll tell you when.
Artem Org.
There's an attempt to tackle. I know it's probably a red. I don't know anymore, Mark. I really don't.
Well, that's 2 reds and a yellow. He's only ever been sent off once, Ash Hanley, prior to tonight. Oh, sorry. Only had 1 red prior to tonight, and now we've had 2 in 1 game. Kate Kuss, the unfortunate player in round 8.
Well, what it does do is it really gives the Robins not just field position and possession. It's an equalisation of numbers on the field. There is a little bit more space now. And this is a 1-score game. Strap yourselves in. We've got 8 minutes here where we're going to see the very best of somebody.
Here now is Lewis. Short pass to Hadley. Well, it's game on now. What a game it has been. Hull Kingston Rovers fighting to stay and improve their position at the top. Here's Litton, gets it to Lewis. Lewis puts his foot on the brake, and once again, they're there in numbers. Sinfield makes his tackle.
Move, line. Wait. Go for.
Here now is May. May gets it away. Here's Morg. Quick hands, Hiku. Gets it away. Batchelor! He's in! Batchelor strikes! The back row are playing on the wing. They want to check this. But are we going level here? Referee on the field.
Just
Chris
confirming
Kendall
grounding,
says
please.
this is a try.
Try, mate, live call.
Okay, tackle 4, we've got on-field decision of try. Checking touch and grounding, please, so slow on this. He's in field. He's in field. He's still in possession there, and the ball is grounded. Can you just show me from the other corner, please? We just confirmed from the other corner that there's no separation. He's in possession, and he grounds the ball. I've made my decision.
Well, James Batchelor is a back rower who started off in the centre and has ended up on the wing, and he might just score a try that could ultimately win the game. The Robins fans look on here. This for 14 points apiece. Try given. Artem Org has hit the woodwork twice. Can he nail one from the sideline? Batchelor's score levels it up, and the Leeds fans are giving Morg an absolute round of the kitchen down there.
Well, I'll tell you what, this game has had an awful lot, hasn't it? It's had moments of skill, it's had grit and grunt in defence and attack. Flashes are brilliant, some controversy there as well. 3 cards. We are tied up with 6.5 minutes to go. And talk about pressure. Artem Org on his 100th Super League appearance, just his 4th for the Robins, has got the opportunity to put clear daylight between them and the Wigan Warriors and secure first place by a margin of 4 points. It's 2 he's after now.
No. As big a roar as you'll hear at Headingley. It's 12 against 12. It's 14-14. We were talking golden point start of the second half. Well, there's not so much of the game left now.
And it's just simple hands. 12 on 12. There's an extra half a metre between each player. Willie Peters celebrates. Batchelor is the scorer in the corner. There's a player who's got a report. I think it's Sam Lissoni. He may have picked up on the referee's mic just before the kick-off for something that happened in the build-up to the try. We'll deal with that one later. But I'll tell you what, we have got 6 minutes here where we should be on the very edge of our seats, and we are.
There's those records. Leeds 7 out of 10, 70%. The masters of Super League golden point. The Robins not quite so proficient. 37.5% for them. Remember that Mikey Lewis missed drop goal at the end of the first half.
Short side taken, Mikey Lewis out, miss ball.
They're away and racing, and they're going down the sideline, and here they go. They're going to race away and score. Lewis, magic Mikey to win it for the Robins. Willie Peters out of his seat. That left-hand side once again, unlocking the Leeds defence. And underneath the post they score. Magic Mikey does it again for Willie Peters and the Robins.
Just picks a short side play. He picks it really well, late, goes short side. Great pass, and now there's some time off here. There's a captain's challenge. The try has been awarded on the field. Now this is a key difference between the captain's challenge in the UK in Super League and in the NRL.
Leeds are challenging the decision of play on. They're claiming that a player was obstructed in the build-up.
The key difference, just quickly, is they can challenge if the try is awarded by the on-field referee. That can be challenged by the opponent team. That's what's happening now.
OK, tackle 3. We've got a captain's challenge from Leeds. They're challenging the ruling of play on. So we're all good up to this point. Keep playing. OK, keep playing it through that. That's fine. We can play on at that point. Yeah, if you just give me a tighter shot on the contact with McDonald, please. OK, so McDonald initiates the contact and then shoves Gildat. Is there any other angles on that? Do you have possibly a corner one? Anything from the corners on that side? OK, we'll watch the high behind. OK, so that's a genuine contest. They're both trying to get back to where play is. We'll see if there's any other angles, shows anything else. So Gildat is just trying to get through in support. They've both got arms over each other. And then McDonald actually pushes Gildat and takes him out of play completely. If we keep running it through, if we can run it through on the... We'll run it through to the grounding. And the ball is grounded. The challenge is unsuccessful. The try stands.
Mikey Lewis' try will be allowed to stand. Liam Rush, the video referee, said it was a genuine contest. Challenge gone. And crucially for Hull Kingston Rovers, it's a try, and it is right underneath the post. Mikey Lewis, his 8th Super League try of the season. Well, they went down to 12 after an hour, but it's they who have scored the last 3 tries of this match.
And look how he picks the short side as well. We'll take the wide shot. This is before. Look at Mikey Lewis, stood behind the ruck. He decides really late he's going to go short. He sees Sinfield as a late retreat, goes straight into that hole where he should be, and then finds the cut-out ball. That's your man of steel. That's why he's the man of steel. That's why he's the game breaker. What a brilliant piece of individual play. Eyes up rugby, spotted and then executed by the game's best player. That is simply outstanding stuff.
Well, Jack Broadbent scored 2 and created 1 as well. The former Leeds man, what a night for him. Here comes the kick then to make it a 6-point ball game. What a turnaround here. Leeds led 14-6 and were a player up, and now they trail by 20 points to 14.
Well, I'll tell you what, don't write off the Rhinos just yet, but Broadbent streaking down the wing and finds Mikey Lewis, and we know he's got pace. He's into the backfield. He only had Palacia for company underneath the sticks because goal kicking's been an issue, and Willie Peters has ridden Mikey Lewis all the way home.
Okay, let's go. Stay behind.
Expect a short kick-off. Expect the Leeds Rhinos to contest for this ball.
It's not done yet. Not done yet. Short restart, batted back, collected, and then dropped and picked up by Hull Kingston Rovers. How's your look, Leeds? They got first hand on it, they got the second hand on it, and Petihiku is laughing. He can't believe he got his hands on it.
They did everything right, didn't they, apart from securing the tap back. It's a kick was perfect, the tap back from Connor was perfect, and Gannon, as his elbows hit the floor, the ball dislodged, Petihiku cleans up. And I tell you what, they've gone up a gear, if that's possible, in defence again from the Rhinos. They're trying to force something here. And they need to. 3.5 minutes left. They're going to get another shot, but it's where they start this set is going to be important.
Well, they say that the good teams find a way to win, and Hull Kingston Rovers, as it stands, are finding a way to win here.
5. Move.
3 minutes remaining. Last one.
Go, 5.
Can they get some kind of pressure on the catcher? They are going to. This is going to be a contest here. Miller comes to collect and does collect.
Brilliant cat, and it needed to be as well. It had to be clean and a quick play the ball, and now they're off. And we're going to have to see a little bit more of what we saw in the first half from them. We've seen they're willing to play. We've seen they're willing to play from deep as well. Where's Jake Connor? Where's Lockie Miller?
Here now is Lung. Scored that great try at the start of the second half. Leeds have done very little wrong here. But is the Willie Peters hold on the Rhinos about to continue? It looked long odds at 14-6 down to 12, so Asosu sent from the field. But there's been a sending off as well of Ash Hanley. Ball now works its way to Palacia, gets it out the back. Here's Miller. Miller with a little show and go, hurls it back in field, collected by Connor, dumps it on the ground, collected by Gannon. Hot potato stuff here. Last one, they've got a bit of space, a bit of time for Sinfield. Gets it wide now. Scruffy looking kick, collected on the full. Wow, 2 minutes remaining, and Hiku once again is the right player in the right place at the right time.
I'll tell you what, you want to take another look at that pickup because that was special. He's done really well on the short kickoff, and then the pickup, it had bobbled and it did not sit up for him at all, and he had to take a chance, Hiku. That's brilliant. That's really confident stuff from Hiku.
Here's Broadbent. He's had a wow of a game on his return here to Headingley. Well, it has been on a knife edge, and to be fair, the Robins weren't great for the first hour, but the last 18 minutes, they have been mesmerising.
Yeah, it's been some game, hasn't it, as well? We've seen some real moments of brilliance, some flashes of brilliance. Have we got one more from the Rhinos? Have they got one more response? They've got 2 minutes to do it in, and they're going to have to do it from inside their own 20.
Fred Arthur looks on. Willie Peters looks on. Willie Peters holds all the aces at the moment, but is there a joker in the pack?
There's no
Leeds
shape.
look a little bit tired.
Yeah, there's no shape at all. I mean, they've burnt through 4 tackles here. Only now are they fanning out in some kind of shape. Here they go.
Here's Sinfield. We'll get the ball away to Connor. Juggles it. Gets it out wide to Watkins. Maybe they are going to get a chance. Ball out wide to Newman. He offloads it. This is going to be a penalty. This is going to be a penalty. Leeds are going to get one more goal to try and level up this match.
Well, I'll tell you what, they've got a kick to the corner. Kick to the corner, and they're going to have one, maybe 2 plays. It's Mikey Lewis who's pinged for the high tackle.
The problem is, John, where it is, it's right on the touchline. They can't get any metres. They're just going to have to chance it. They're going to have to gamble. They're going to Gannon. They're going to Gannon. Countdown is on. He can't afford to take the tackle. This might be it. They're going to squash him and hold him. And the siren goes. And it's another Robins victory here at Headingley. 6 on the spin. Hull Kingston Rovers have beaten Leeds under Willie Peters. It was hard fought. It was all level at half-time, 6 points apiece. When Riley Lum scored a sensational try down the left, and then Suaso Su was sent off. Miller added a penalty to make it 14-6. The Robins looked down and out, but Broadbent got his second. Bachelor over in the corner, and then Mikey Lewis, brilliant. After Ash Hanley had been sent off. Means it is another win for the Robins, who are bobbing along at the top. What a performance.
Oh, what a performance. 8 points down on the hour mark, a player sent off. If anybody was in any doubt that these were genuine title contenders, those questions have been answered in the affirmative. Faced with some adversity, you're right, 3 quick-fire scores and blew the hosts out the water. What a performance.
What a performance indeed. There were square pegs in round holes tonight, that is for sure. It was a tough old battle. But this is what it means to the Super League table now. It means that Hull Kingston Rovers go 4 points clear of Wigan, who go to Hull on Sunday live on Sky Sports Plus. And Leeds stay 6 in the table. A proud night for Willie Peters and the Robins. They say that the best teams find a way. Well, Hull Kingston Rovers have found a way to win here against all the odds. They've beaten Leeds by 20 points to 14.